This is a review of the Stromberg in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's number 2 in my unique and fun vehicles reviews. The Stromberg was released as part of the Doomsday Heist, so they always tell you what DLC a vehicle came with, and there are 2 prices here. If you haven't done the Doomsday Heist that this appears in, then you're going to pay 3.185 million, 3,185,000 for it. If you have done it, then you're going to save yourself about 800,000. But it says complete the submarine recon setup mission in the Doomsday Heist as the heist leader. So just being in the mission isn't good enough. You have to be the leader to unlock the trade price for this vehicle. That means you have to already have owned the facility and done a number of other missions prior to this one to get that discount. However, that's not too difficult to do if you have a friend to do it with. And say buy it now. If you have nothing like that, 3,185,000. 800,000 is probably worth saving if you've got time to do those other missions. It's a chilly morning down here at Vespucci Beach, and I'm wearing my scuba diving kit for a reason. This Stromberg is clearly based on the James Bond submersible Lotus. I don't know the exact badge number or whatever name for that car, but this is what it is. And it's a weapon it's a vehicle you can store in any of your garages, but it's a weaponized vehicle. So it comes with machine guns, but like most straight-ahead machine guns, they're not terribly useful. You could come up behind a car and hit it, but it's going to have to be pretty close, and you have to get a lot of bullets into it for it to be terribly helpful. Or you can switch to missiles, either homing or not homing. And you have 30 missiles before you have to reload. Missiles, when you do the missiles, it opens up this little front section. When you go back to machine guns, the front pops down, and the machine guns are firing out of those 2 little nacelles on the top of the vehicle, on the bonnet. The unique feature of this vehicle, apart from the fact it's actually, I'm told, very good in PvP combat. It takes a lot of explosive missiles before it blows up, and of course it's armed with very good missiles of the quality of the Oppressor or the Deluxo. They're the top level of about 3 levels of accuracy on missiles. It can go underwater. It's a submarine, and it's actually better in terms of speed and getting around than the actual submarine you can also buy that's at least $1 million. So don't buy the other one. If you're going to want to have fun underwater, this is the one to get. However, there's not a lot you can do underwater. Visibility here is not great. It might be a little bit better during the day, but it's not great. You can switch to an inside view. You can hear kind of sonar beeps there. You can't see your speedo in this vehicle, which is a bit of an oddity. So although there is one on the dashboard, they've managed to hide it behind the wheel, and you have no idea how fast you're actually going, because it covers all the important parts of the vehicle. You're not going to get up to that 160 mark that they show at the top. And while you're underwater, you're automatically going to have the pod on the front, because you're going to fire, instead of missiles, you're going to fire torpedoes. However, there's not a lot of things to fire torpedoes at in the game, except during the very mission that they have you use the vehicle in. So it's a fun vehicle to have in your repertoire. If you've got the money, have it. But it's not going to be a whole bunch of use. It's just going to be a bit of messing around fun. It is unique, and that's why I feature in my unique vehicles lineup. It's the only submersible car. Now, while you're underwater, if you've got a scuba diving suit on, you can get out of the car and you're in your scuba suit. And you see there's no breath marker here. I can stay in my scuba suit underwater as long as I want. The car, if it's already moving, is going to go on a little bit further and then just float up to the surface and wait there for you. Now, of course, somebody else can see that and come along and blow it up if they want to, or try to blow it up. But I could swim off somewhere else. Having your car destroyed is not a big deal. You just call Moore's Mutual and have it replaced. But you can swim underwater and then back to your car. Get back in, just press F. You don't see any particular animation there, and you're back inside your car. It's tricky on this one to keep it on the surface. It's not ideal for that. If you want to be on the surface, you're better off in a boat. You can just about keep it up there on the surface. I'm constantly pulling up on the nose to keep it up, and as soon as I let it go, it went back under the surface. So you can just about bounce it on the surface of the sea, but it's not that easy. The main thing is there's not a lot to do with this car in the water. You can take it in the water, but there's only 1 or 2 missions where it might prove useful, and you can do those just as easily as the scuba diving suit or even just a rebreather, which they will give you if you need it in the mission. There's a transformation there, and we're back to a regular car. It's a reasonable looking sports car, nothing special. It is a armed vehicle that comes with the weapons. You don't need to add those on, so that's a nice thing, saves you a bit of money. And you've got that switch between missiles or machine guns, but you can't use your own weapons. You cannot switch to anything else. There's no option for saying I want to shoot out of the windows. So that's my review of the Stromberg. Next up, we're going to look at the APC.